योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्ताम् सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om. In the last three classes, we have studied the Charama Shloka, the final concluding punch given by Bhagavan Krishna. Charama Shloka Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tva Sarvapapebhyaha Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha. Now, with that, Geeta had come to an end as an Upadesh. But as a parting advice, parting instructions, parting thoughts are given now by Bhagavan Krishna. Right. For some couple of verses. Very important, very, very important, very deep. So we need to study them, those instructions also in depth. So we will not hurry. Oh, we have reached the end of the Bhagavad Gita. Let us hurry, quickly complete. No. So let us see the 67th verse of 18th chapter. Idam tena tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha sushrushave vachyam na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Idam tena tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana न चाशुश्रूषवे वाच्यम् न च मां योऽभ्यसूयति. This is a beautiful verse. Bhagavan says, this Gita Shastra should not be spoken to who is not a tapasvi, one who does not practice any austerities. Then one who is not a devotee, and one who does not sushrusha. Two meanings are there. One who does not serve is guru, or another meaning is one who is not keen to listen, not interested to listen. And also one who finds faults in me, in my teaching. Such a person should not be told or such a person should not be taught this Bhagavad Gita. Now, here also we see from two important um, commentaries we study for this verse. Very important verse it is. One is we see Shankara Bhashya first, in a simple manner. What Bhagwan Shankaracharya had said. What is the essence of the sloka? Don't teach this, don't speak about Bhagavad Gita to one who is devoid of austerities, one who is not a devotee, one who, two meanings, Sushrusha, one who doesn't do Guru Seva, or one who is not keen to listen, two meanings here. And finally, one who finds faults in me. So, devoid of austerities, no devotion, no Guru Seva, service to teacher, nor who is not keen to listen to Gita, and finally, one who complains and finding faults in Bhagavan Krishna, the teacher. Such a person, this Gita should not be taught. This is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Now, what let us see what Bhagavan Shankaracharya speaks about it. Idam means what? Shastram te tava hitaya maya bhuktam samsara vichittaye. This one, this idam means this Gita Shastra. So Bhagavan Krishna says, this Shastram, Shashanat Shastram, which instructs us for our good, that's called Shastram. Shastram te tava hitaya maya uktam, to you, for your own benefit, tava hitaya, for your own good, that which was taught by me, this Shastram, which was taught by me to you, for what? Samsara vichittaye, for the removal of samsara, avidya. Avidya is ignorance, is the root cause of samsara. So samsara vichittaye, avidya nivrittaye. Avidya nivrittaye. To remove your ignorance. This has been taught to you. This beautiful taporahitaya na vachyam iti vyavahitena sambadhyate. Tapohitaya. That is taporahitaya. Sorry, tapohitaya. Taporahitaya. Sorry. Taporahitaya. Taporahitaya, one who is devoid of any austerities. Tapasya. Tapasya means what? We saw in the previous classes. Conscious self-denial of the objects of the world outside, which has been, which are, and which will be causing to me a great bondage. All those joyous sense objects which have been binding me must be rejected consciously, because mind is pulled towards outer objects. I must consciously give them up. So conscious self-denial is called tapasya. One who has not got this ability, to such a person, this is useless. Therefore, no need, no benefit of talking to one who is not practicing or who is not austere-minded. That's the meaning. So first one. Second one, Bhagavan says, tapasvine api abhaktaya. Okay. One may be a tapasvi who is able to deny many things. He is able to do practice, austerities, but there is no devotion in the heart. It is possible that dry practices people are engaged in, but there is no softness of the heart, the love, The heart is still rigid. I may be practicing many self denials in life and calling myself to be a great tapasvi or a great penance, observing penance, a very austere person. But all those austerities are dry. No heart is there behind. No softness is cultivated. So there's no devotion to the teaching itself. Like someone can learn anything, he can teach from the heart with devotion and love for the subject, or he just can share the ideas through his mouth or lips. They just rolled out of his lips like a stones are thrown onto the audience. They don't reach the audience heart or hearts. So one who is a tapasvi but not devoted to the Lord, this is also is useless. Devotion towards whom? Guru Deva Bhakti Rahitaya. Devotion towards Guru. Because Guru is the one who is teaching us this wonderful Bhagavad Gita. We are all been now, right now, listening to Puja Gurudev and great Mahatmas. They are blessing. Therefore, this kind of thoughts are being rolled. We are discussing. So I'm the first listener to that teaching, which is given now to all of us. So I don't have a bhakti towards Guru, no use. Deva towards Devatas, the God, the Lord, no devotion, neither to Guru nor to the Lord, the teacher, the Krishna, no. Bhakti Rahitaya. Kadachana, never, never ever try to teach this. Now listen, complete discourse on this, then we will understand. What does it mean? So, I am reading first Bhashya and seeing the meaning of it. Kadachana means kasyanchidapi avasthayam. In whatever condition it may be, in any place, time, etc. In whatever condition means any given time, place, in any situation, in any condition. This should not be taught to the one who is not a tapasvi, not austere, and one who is not a devotee. Devotion towards Guru and the God. To such a person, at any given point of time, in any condition, this should not be taught or given. Okay, now, third point. Bhaktaha tapasvi apisan. Okay, one who is a devotee also and tapasvi also. Can this be taught? Austere person and a devoted person. Apisan asrushrushuhu yo bhavati tasmai api navachyam. And one who has sushrusha, guru sushrusha, service rendering plus also desire to listen. Sushrusha. One who doesn't render service to the guru. Oh, I am devoted to my guru, but I don't do anything for the guru. So many of us claim all over the world. They all claim towards their respective gurus. They say, oh, we am devoted to my guru. I am devoted to this Mahatma. He is my guru. Okay. But are we doing any service to the guru? Oh, Swamiji, I wanted to serve my guru, but my guru is in America. I am in India, but I just can't serve him. I love to serve him. I wish to serve him. Service is not physical service alone. If all lakhs of devotees a master has, and all of them want to serve him physically, the master will die very soon. Immediately, at the earliest, he will die in a 2 day or through because all of them started serving him physically, pressing his feet, feeding. overfeeding, the guru cannot survive. The body has to live. So, what do you mean by service? Carrying the ideals, first of all, living the ideals and teachings taught by Guru is the first step. And taking those teachings to the people around, helping the Guru in spreading his own knowledge to the world around, taking part in those activities as best as possible, physically taking part, not always possible. So, taking upon the mission of the Guru as a personal mission. Once I accepted Pujya Gurudev as my Guru, that means his mission is, his vision is our mission. The direction that Gurudev had pointed to all of us becomes my mission. Then I start living those ideas as best as I can. Then serve the Guru as he had directed all of us as best as we can. That is called serving the Guru. So, Sushrusha. Ashrushrusha means yo bhavati tasmai api navachyam. One who is not Guru Sushrusha. First one, service. Or other meaning is what? Sushrusha means one who is not desirous to listen. He is a tapasvi. He is a bhakta. But a bhakta also, devoted, but he gets clouded in his own emotional coverings. Emotionally, they wedded to Guru, but they are not available for service. Think. Once Puja Gurudev in question and answer session, some question, I was there at that time, listening very keenly Puja Gurudev's Q&A session. Gurudev said, I am surrounded, always surrounded. Physically, he was taught. Wherever he goes, some people surround him. And they're all useless. So therefore, he said, those who are always with me, moving with me, they don't serve. They think that being with Guru, physically all around, moving around like grahas, planets move around the sun along with the sun. That is devotion. No. Once what happened in my personal experience, I'll tell you. Very interesting. Puja Gurudev concluded his yajna. So I am from Hyderabad. So in Hyderabad, last day, yajna was concluded. Next day, Puja Gurudev would go. We wanted to be with Gurudev. So me and other person. So I was the secretary of Chinmaya Yuva Kendra at that time. And another youngster who was about 3-4 years elder to me, maybe 5 years or so, 5 years. He was the president, and we are all devoted to Gurudev. And yajna means what? Thousands people would attend, the pandals will be there, the stage is there, and then lot of work will be there as soon as the yajna gets concluded. On the last day also, the carpets people will come, they roll, they count, and then take back. Thousands of them will attend. And the pandals will be de-erected, dismantling the entire structure, then handing over certain things to some people and collecting the mission items it's a huge work actually. It's a huge work. It will take about till 12 o'clock midnight. 11:30, 12, it would happen. Winding up. Of course, we were all responsible. Yuva Kendra, youth, a lot of volunteers are there. So we both decided, after all, we just be with Gurudev for some time. Of course, come back and join the work. That was our intention, just to see Gurudev, touch his feet, be with him for some time. Where Puja Gurudev was going for Bhiksha, dinner. Next day he was going again from Hyderabad by flying. So we thought, okay, we'll just go to Gurudev. Quickly we'll go to Gurudev, touch his feet, take his blessings, and then get a pat if possible. And come back and then join the work. That's what our intention is. But to go and then sit there, spend some time, dinner. But dinner we did not eat that day. We just went, spent time, about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and come back. Almost 1 hour, 40, 50 to 1 hour it takes. Go there, spend time, and come back. When he saw both of us, he knew us, of course, by name. He knew both of us very well. So he saw. And as he, after 15, 20 minutes, we sat. People were there, those who were invited to that house. So Gurudev got up to walk toward dining table. That time Gurudev asked me, because I learned many things from Puja Gurudev. Gurudev looked at me and said, where are other Chinmaya Yuva Kendra members? Chicks we call, CHYKS. Where are other chicks? I innocently replied, oh, they're all in the Yajna ground, Gurudev. Work is going on. The dismantling work is going on. Then Gurudev said, you two bunked the work and came here to meet me. Then I said, I smiled. Then Gurudev little smiled. He taught me a lesson. Don't be with me physically all the time. Go and work in the field. Then we just came, touched his feet and smiled and came out on the bike and rejoined the work, of course. But then 1 hour or something, 55 to 1 hour. The other person, he was a youngster only, elder to me, but 4, 5 years. Then he was a president of Chinmay. Very dynamic man, very devoted. You're all worked together. So he said, अरे तुमने क्यों बता दिया कि सब लोग काम कर रहे हैं हम इधर बैठे हैं तो मार खाना पड़ा. So I said, no, it is a lesson to all of us that all the time to be with the master physically is not rendering service. So please introspect each one of you. Close your eyes. What service we are rendering to society? What are we contributing? Idling away our lives. So I am a devotee. I do lot of tapasya. I chant these names for 108 times. I chant that stotram, this stotram. बड़ी तपस्या मैं कर रही हूँ. I am very devoted to my guru. And that emotional clouds, I would say even a dark clouds of emotions. So I cocooned in the emotional things. I am unfit to serve society. I'm unfit to serve society. Guru Sushrusha means not being with physical presence of the Guru always. Guru may not be there physically all the time, but Guru is there. So one may be tapasvi independently. One may be devoted emotionally. Devotion, of course, emotions only, but then blinded by such kind of emotions, clouded. So many people in the world, but they don't serve the mission of the Guru, their own gurus. The mission of Paramatma will tell again. The mission of Paramatma, Krishna will tell again. What is his mission in life? What is his mission on the earth? For all of us, what mission he gave. So, asusrushu yo bhavati tasmai api navach. So, he may be a tapasvi, maybe a devotee, but no rendering service to the Guru. He is also should not be taught. More we see after Shankara Bhashya, we will go through some of the beautiful, brilliant points given by Puja Gurudev. I'm not praising Gurudev by saying brilliant. They are brilliantly striking us by his grace. Okay. Now, then what? Nacha yo mam Vasudevam prakrutam manusyam matva abhyasuyati. Me, abhyasuyati. Abhyas means atma prashamsadi doshadhyaropanena mama ishwaratvam ajanan na sahate asau api ayogyah tasmai api na vachyam. Who am I? Vasudeva. I am the Vasudeva. Vasanat Vasudeva. Meaning the Bhunatrayam Vasitam. He is all pervading. That is called Vasudeva. So that me, the all pervading Vasudevam, Prakrutam Manushyam Matva, considering me as a like another human being, Prakrutam, born with flesh and blood. He is a human being. Manushya, he is only a human being in flesh and blood. Matva, thinking of me in this way, Abhyasuyati. What is the word? Cavilling. Abhyasuyati. Abhyasuyati means the finding faults, criticizing. What do we do? Atma prashamsadi dosha adhyaropanena. They think when Bhagavan Krishna says, come to me, I am the one, listen to me, surrender to me. Throughout the Bhagavan Krishna has been telling to different people, so come to me, I will take care of you. So then people think, how is boosting his ego? He is a human being, flesh and blood, and he thinks that about high about himself, great about himself. He does Atma Prashamsa. How arrogant he is. So we attribute all those faults to Krishna. Dosha Aropanam. Finding faults. Krishna would not have done that way. He should not have done this way. He should have done that way. He was partial. He is very crooked. He is very cunning. He is very not honest. What not Bhagavan Krishna was attributed when Bhagavan was working on the earth. He's a thief. Do atma prashamsadi doshadhyaropanena mama ishwaratvam ajanan. Not knowing my ishwaratvam, lordship over the entire existence, the creation. My lordship. It is me. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, he said, Mam, Aham. All these are not um, pointing us to the Krishna in the flesh and blood. Whenever he used I or Mam, come to me or I, that is referring to the total transcendental pure I, which is Ishvara. Ajanan, not knowing it. Na sahate, they cannot bear me. My glory, my power, my influence. They could not. So many people, Rakshasas could not bear Krishna's the beauty, physical beauty, the power, the ability in expression. They were finding fault and they could not stand near him. Asau api, he, this man, or this such a person also, ayogyaha, he is also not fit enough to be spoken to this Bhagavad Gita. He is not fit enough to study Gita, so don't teach him. The teacher, Mamapi Ishwaram, Ishwaratvam Ajanan Nasahate, Asau api ayogyaha, he is also unfit to be taught to this Bhagavad Gita. Tasmai api navachyam. To him also, this should not be spoken. This Gita Shastra should not be told. Okay, so maybe tapasvi, who is not austere, no use. Austere but not devoted, no use. Austere and devoted but no service, no use. Asusrushave, not keen to listen, or not willing to serve Guru. What we saw what service means is unfit. He cannot be taught. Acha. The last one who finds faults in the teacher itself, in the teaching or in the teacher. This person also is unfit. When a katori is inverted the vessel, whatever amount of water or whatever amount of ghee you pour, it won't just goes down. It just knows it doesn't sink into it. Now, tatra स भगवती भक्ताय तपस्विने शुश्रूषवे अनसूयवे च वाच्यम शास्त्रमिति सामर्थ्यात् गम्यते. According to the context, now what is to be understood now is Bhagavati Bhaktaya, the one who is devoted to in the Lord, Tapasvine, to one who is very austere, devoted, austere, then Anasuyave, one who is not cavilling, not finding faults, Shushrushave, one who is entering service. To such a person, Shastram to be taught. That's what is to be concluded. Now, more we have to see. These thoughts are not complete. Okay. Now, Tatra Medhavine tapasvine va iti anayoho vikalpadarshanaat Shushrusa bhakti yuktaya tapasvine tad yuktaya medhavine va vachyam. Now, in the Smriti Granthas, it was said, Medhavine tapasvine or Medhavine. Tapasvi. Me is taken as Medhavi. One who is intelligent. So there is choice. There is other two meanings. Medhavine tapasvine va iti anayoho vikalpa darshanat. In Smritis, this is shown. Vikalpa means that or, either or. Both meanings are given. Sushrusha abhakti yuktaya tapasvine. So, one who Sushrusha bhakti yuktaya. Very careful to be in Sanskrit. The mind is not aware because sandhi gabad ho jayegi. So, Sushrusha bhakti yuktaya. One who is having the Sushrusha, service attitude, and bhakti yuktaya, one who is devoted, and tapasvine tad yuktaya medhavine va vachyam. So, tapasvi with medhavi, an intelligent tapasya actually, intelligently doing penance. Understand, not ulta palta that what do you call austerities. It is not that by forcing oneself upon ourselves rigid practices which has no meaning. And thinking ourselves to be tapasvi. We come across so many things in the people, different kinds of tapasya, they sitting in the hot sun or piercing something through the tongue. They call themselves tapasya. They're all not tapasvias. The rigid practices, rigid practices. Absolutely rigid you become, not intelligent. There's no understanding behind that practice. Why I am doing whatever I am doing. So that medhavine. So tad yuktaya medhavine. So tapasvi along with medhavine vachyam. Medhavine va vachyam. Tad yuktaya. Medhavi who is tapasvi. He is the real Medha. Medhavi is again not worldly intelligence. The divine intelligence. Satvik drushti. We saw already. Satvik drushti. Such a person, this has to be told. So, Sushrusha Bhakti Viyuktaya. One may not have Sushrusha and Bhakti. There is no attitude towards the devotion is absent, and also service is absent. न tapasvine, न api medhavine vachyam. Nor he is a tapasvi, nor a medhavi, not an austere person, not an inter. Such a person, this Gita Shastram should not be told. Kadachana, never. It is of no use for them. Again, cautioning you all. More we see Pujya Gurudev's commentary, we will study that also. Now, Bhagavati Asuya Yuktaya Samasta Gunavate api na vachyam. Ah, see, one who has got Sarvaguna Sampanna Yuktaha, and the very embodiment of all good qualities. There are such people. The very nice, kind. I practice values. I am very good. I am very principled man. I am this, I am that, and I don't like this, I don't like that. We should be very honest and this and that. Very good. Samasta gunavate. All good qualities are there in that person, but he has no devotion towards the Lord. Devotion is not there towards the Lord. That kind of emotional, that bondage with the law, that love is not there. They're very rigid oriented. They talk always logic. They talk reasoning. They talk this and that. And they say this should be like that. This should be like this. I'm a principled man and I'm very, there's no doubt about it. They help, they do, and all that good. But asuya yuktaya, there is asuya, cavilling, finding faults. Asuya means finding faults. Dosha drushti, rakne wala. So, asuya yuktaya, samasta gunavate api navacham. Such a person also, abhyasuyave said, no, abhyasuyati, you abhyasuyati. One who has asuya, that also. So, Guru Susrusha Bhaktimate cha Vachyam iti yesha Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi. This is the Sampradaya Vidhi. This Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi is teach this Shastra. One who is Guru Susrusha, attitude to, keen attitude to listen, or other meaning is the ready to serve the teacher. What do you mean by service? We already saw it, including my personal example. Guru Sushrusha Bhakti Matecha Vachyam. One who isn't devoted. Such a person. This is to be told. Iti Esha Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi. This is the Vidhi, procedure or the rule. That's an indication to whom the Shastra to be told. Now, having said this much we saw study today, right? Now we shall see beautiful analysis of Puja Gurudev. Now, Puja Gurudev says, I would like to read because that has got that special flavor in Gurudev's commentary. So, Gurudev says, I just read in between. We have this enumeration of the necessary qualifications of a true student of the Gita. These are not so many tariff walls raised around the treasure house of the Gita in order to protect some vested interests and provide some people a kind of monopoly in trading upon the wealth of ideas in the discourses. They are not the walls constructed around. Oh, इनको बताना है, इनको नहीं बताना है, to discriminate people. Judge everybody and come to a conclusion this should not be taught. This was happening in our country long back. This knowledge was kept only by some people and they refused to share. They refused to share. This is misunderstood. They quote Bhagavad Gita. Oh, your doubt is that you are not devotee, you are not tapasvi. How tapasvi bano? Who is that file of others to analyze ours? No, that is not the meaning here. They are not rigid walls constructed by themselves, by some people around themselves, in order to, it's a pretext not to teach this Gita to many, not to reveal the beautiful ideas of the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita to the masses. That is not the idea. So Gurudev says, on the other hand, we shall find that these qualifications are adjustments in the inner personality of the student. To absorb this teaching properly, to really benefit from this Gita Shastra, in case I am not able to do little tapasya, and the tapasya even to attend live class on every Saturday, this tapasya. Or even consistently 1 hour talk also I cannot spend time to listen, is a lack of tapasya. Or listen every talk in bits. First 10 minutes now, after 10, next 10 minutes, after 20 minutes, or 1 hour. And in between somebody came, put the talk down. Again listen. This is not the way to listen. If that is the way we listen, then we're not tapasvis. So if I don't have any certain sacrifices to be made, self-denials, in order to for the teacher also to make sacrifices, and the student also should make sacrifices. Deny many things to gain this knowledge. Who have to go long distance to listen? This is what laziness after the COVID. Even now, again, I told some time back, people don't want to change. They don't want. They don't want to tapasya. But that was necessary. And if you're out of station, there is no other way. It's fine. But people don't want to do tapasya. They are now, in so many places I know, that they are glued themselves to their screens, mobile or what you call computer, laptop. Get out of the house, go and meet the teacher and sit there physically, look into these eyes, feel the presence of the teacher, presence of the other members who are attending the talk, interacting, a confluence of minds, energies. Even you are okay, are we listening attentively? No. In some video classes where suppose the teacher says switch on the videos, not in this class, no, of course. I taught to one institution during COVID. They asked me to take 3 months course on one particular subject. So I took it as a visiting faculty to their institution. Online, it was of course COVID time. Online, 3 months. I cannot stay 3 months there. So online was there. The students as usual, all PG students. I was supposed to take a course and I was taking and I conducted the course. Some subjects I conducted. On some subtopics they gave me. So Indian culture, certain things. So I took some people have opted that subject, marks will be there, everything, evaluation, all that. No, I found. So they gave the link, everything they organized. That in big university, it is very big institution. Institute of Management. About 20 people have opted this course. So they said, director said 20 people have opted, please. Of course. And all of them will close their videos. So I cannot see their faces, number one. So sometimes I would test call the name. The person will not respond. So they log in and disappear. They don't even listen. I don't know how many of you are attentively listening in between talking. That's why we mute everybody. Other they talk in between. Dudh wala aaya, wo chai le lo, wahan pe ye rakho. During listening. That tapasya also is not there. So these are adjustments in the inner personality of the student. Austerity, devotion, all these things. Now, and a bosom so tuned up is a right vehicle that can not only absorb the knowledge, but daringly invest that knowledge in living life and thus earn the joy of wisdom. Invest that knowledge, then eke out the wisdom. People used to run 1 hour, 1.5 hour journey to meet, to attend Puja Gurudev's talk at 7 o'clock. So they would start at 4 o'clock. I used to go at 4 o'clock to meet Gurudev, to attend the talk. No transport at that time. I used to depend only on a company bus. I requested, either I have to walk 3 kilometers to catch the first bus, which will take me to one point. From there again, maybe 1 kilometer or 1.2, I had to walk in the morning for lecture. No buses and don't fly in the early morning so early in those days. First day I walked about 4 kilometers. I'm not joking, this is a fact. To catch the first bus that comes out of the depot. And hurry bari, I want to reach by 4:07. 6:30, I get down, then walk around to meet Gurudev more, to listen to morning talk. The second day, then I found out in the colony, that area, some company bus was there. I requested, Bhaiya, mere ko at least 1 week, 6 more days, 5 more days, 6 days morning talk, one day I walked 4 kilometers. Can you please help me? Either 5 o'clock, यहाँ पे छुट्टी है bus. All employees, I take them. So I used to sit next to driver on that. Give him 2 rupees or so per day. Used to get me dropped in one point. From there, walk. I used to get that immense, the presence of Master's great grace, and then that live presence of the Master. So tapasya is not there, devotion is not there, finding faults with the teacher. Hmm. Guru Susrusha is not there, nothing is there. How can we? So these are Gurudev's, there are adjustments necessary. So these are the adjustments that are necessary within a student. It also, since these are adjustments, it also implies that he who fails to appreciate fully the contents of the Gita can come to polish his instruments better if he tries to cultivate these very same qualities. Better you polish. So when I tuned my instrument properly, adjustments I made. Am I an austere person? Am I devoted to the content of the subject? Also, am I devoted to the teacher, the Lord? Am I devoted? Do I offer the service attitude is there, or am I keen to listen to this or not? Then am I finding while listening? Am I finding faults with the speaker and the content? Check this checklist. Think. So Gurudev says, first is those who do not live in austere life, means those who do not have any control over their body and mind, who have dissipated their physical and mental energies in the wrong direction, and thus have become impotent bodily, mentally, and intellectually. Please don't misunderstand me. By being physically lazy, we are losing that the energy surge. We got used to it, being lazy. So we have become impotent bodily, mentally, and intellectually. To them, never is this to be spoken by you, for it will not be beneficial to them. That's meaning. To all of these people, don't speak. Why? It won't benefit them. Except perhaps an ego that we carry with throughout our lives. मैंने गीता तो 2-3 बार पढ़ी, 4 बार सुने, 4 बार सुना, 3 बार पढ़ी. We carry that ego and die. It's absolutely no use. So Gurudev says, please don't sow the seeds upon the rocks. How can this, when seeds are sown in the rock, it is as good as saying like this, he said. So do not atapasvi person. He's not a austere. And teacher also should do tapasya. But he has to study and then study, contemplate, reflect, and then collect the ideas and tune himself to the Lord, invoke their grace, the grace of the Guru, and then the ideas roll out. He speaks. So, what is tapas? We saw self denial so that the energies are not dissipated, or the dissipated energies are brought or conserved and intelligently redirected to win the ample fields of spiritual unfoldment. Conserve, generate, conserve, and channelize. Puja Gurudev says. Generate energies, conserve the energy, and channelize the energy. And those who have no devotion. See the Gurudev's commentary on this. That is, those who do not have the capacity to identify themselves with the ideal that they want to reach. That's called devotion. Devotion means identification with the beloved, with the Lord. I'm devoted to my Guru. Identify with the Guru. Identification. So that's why Puja Guruji says to all Gurudev's devotees across the world, after Gurudev, Puja Guruji became head of the Chinmaya Mission, he said, no, I am CM, I am Chinmaya Mission. That feeling has to be ownership. It's called sense of ownership. Identification with the Guru, identification with the cause or vision of the Guru, for which the cause for which Gurudev has served. Like that, every master, every spiritual master had a great grand vision for the globe. All great spiritual luminaries all over the world. So all of them are working. I always feel a huge building which you cannot imagine under construction. The building is being erected. So in that building, we need carpenters, plumbers, painters, furniture people, interior decorators, and then masonry work, cleaning work. The entire thing which is getting dumped there, all the mud and whatever dugout material has to be cleaned. And it's a huge work on that great grand building. Oh, electrification. So much works. So many works. All of them are working in different directions in different through different avenues to make the building so beautiful to look at it. Similarly, the the humanity should be like a beautiful building in the sense that just as everybody is contributing in the construction of the building, similarly everyone should contribute in the construction of humanity, humaneness in the humanity. All of us should contribute. Bhagavan Krishna will speak. Let us completely study this properly, the last final punches given by Bhagavan Krishna to all of us. So whatever be your guru, be devoted to the ideal, to identify with the ideal is great, grand ideal is Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Let there be peace everywhere, prosperity everywhere. Let there be unfoldment in every bosom. Let there be a spiritual radiance beaming out of their heart from every citizen in the world. Let everyone discover the inner great chamber, in the inner chamber of their own hearts. Let them discover the beauty, the joy. So automatically the greed and then extrovertedness is slowly reduced. And there can be a beautiful harmony in the society and the world without disrupting the natural resources all around. Earth is protected, the nature and environment is protected. People are protected from falling into the pits of adharma. All this is possible only when I am devoted to the ideal that has been told in Bhagavad Gita. If I'm not devoted to the ideal, identify themselves with the ideal that they want to reach. This is the ideal on earth. And ideal is what again? Inner perfection. Because outer beauty can be achieved only through inner perfection. So Gurudev says, you change, the world around you will change. Change is always brought from within. It can never be brought from outside. By merely adjusting the outer, the world, the change will never happen. by merely adjusting this bill, that bill. Gurudev says this bill changed that constitution and this is changed. This chair is kept that side, that way. That table is moved to this corner. I think I'll be happy. By adjusting the outer things, one will never, 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 ever be happy. But humanity, all of us, in our own ignorance, become so much extroverted, thinking that only by external adjustments we get joy within. It is impossible. The ideal has to be there. That ideal is perfection within and trying to achieve perfection in humanity. At least march towards the direction. There is no need for apathy. There is no need for depression, dejection. There is no need again to complain. There is no need to find faults in this very philosophy itself, as Puja Gurudev used to say always. Oh, you cannot, it's a utopian dream. The world will not change. That is not our business. Gurudev says, mark, that is the goal. And in fact, Gurudev says, keep an ideal that you will never reach. Why? Because when you are striving to reach the goal, your levels are uplifted, this Gurudev says. Not what about $1 lakh or $1 million I want to earn. Gurudev gives example. After $1 million, I become lazy, apathy. That's what? No. Keep progressing, keep serving society, keep noble goals, earn more, but serve more. Let the wealth be a great blessing to society and humanity and the communities around you. Your knowledge should benefit the people around you. Your existence itself is a great blessing to the world around you. That should be the goal. Therefore, Krishna says, those who have no devotion to this teaching or to the teacher, the Paramatma, the goal, no use. Such a person, why do you teach? Meaning it doesn't sink. They cannot absorb. So if one cannot sympathize with an ideal, one cannot absorb or assimilate the higher ideal shown to one. Shown to one. An ideal, however intellectually well understood, unless it is brought about to express in life, cannot yield its full benefit. Hugging on to the ideal inwardly in a clasp of love is devotion. So I'm going to extend this talk. I think first talk I'm extending beyond 1 hour. Maybe for a couple of more minutes. Crossing the barrier with the heat that is generated in these thoughts should not be lost, should not be diluted. So, one. And those who do not render service. Because to Asusrushave, Krishna again and again insisting that selfless activity is not only a means for the sadhaka, but is at once the field where the perfect masters discover their fulfillment. Seekers who are not able to serve others, who are selfish, who have no human qualities, who have never felt a sympathetic love for others, such persons are merely consumers and not producers of joy for others, invariably fail to understand or appreciate or come to live the joys of the Krishna way of life. They are only consumers of joy, but not the producers of joy. Oh, I am so happy, so peaceful, so calm, so quiet. अच्छा लगता है बस सुबह चला देती हूँ वीडियो यूट्यूब में सुनती हूँ बहुत प्रशांत मन शांत हो जाता है अच्छा वेरी नाइस वेरी प्लेजेंट फीलिंग आई गेट आई रियली एंजॉय विड्रॉ वो क्या है बाहर की दुनिया में अच्छा why don't you make others also same joyful and peaceful like you? If you are experiencing really that joy, why don't you make others also be happy? The way you have to teach or share with love, not with ego. With the ego clashing and I want to teach you this, they don't listen. Our heart should expand and become so soft and expand that soft heart so that anyone who is coming in contact with us should feel inspired by our very presence itself. That should be the goal. That's a great service. And those who are cavilling at me, meaning those who murmur against me, if we do not respect and revere our teacher, we can never learn from him. The first person singular used in the Gita is identical with the self, the capital self, the goal. And therefore, it means those who are not able to respect philosophy, those who are not able to respect the philosophy, the teaching, finding faults in it, they cannot benefit. So Gurudev says, like this in a Shastra, stanzas like this in a Shastra are meant as instructions for the students on how to attune themselves properly so that they can make a profitable study of the Gita. It is not to deny, it is not to judge, it is not to categorize, it is not to label the people around. With that intention only, Gurudev started teaching the masses the entire beautiful, the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita throughout his life. 42 years non-stop service. Many people, old elderly people, old in age, they would go and attend. Not that all of them would understand English. Many of them told me, old people, no, हम बस जाके बैठते थे स्वामी जी समझ में नहीं नहीं I don't know any English at all. But just to be his presence, looking at him, the expression, the radiance that he sheds all around the entire the Yajna Pandal is so powerful that people would say, let me bask in the presence of the great master, 1.5 hour every day evening. I know in our own, the old, the one grandmother, my grandmother, said, no, father's mother, no, she would sit. She may not understand English. She doesn't know. But she's very great tapasvi. She's very practitioner, everything, good values, etc. But she would go and listen to Gurudev's Yajna. Such people, many, innumerable, they go and listen. So there are adjustments required. And indirectly, the last concluding thought of this so beautiful commentary on this verse given by Krishna and commented by Puja Gurudev, indirectly, the stanza also gives some sane instructions by its suggestions. What if a student feels that he cannot satisfactorily understand the Gita? Satisfactorily understanding, no satisfaction that I understood. Feel that I'm not understanding fully, completely. He has only to sharpen his inner nature further by the above subjective processes. Okay, let me be more devoted. Let me little bring austerity in this my listening, in my study of Bhagavad Gita. In austerities in life also, I should bring little austere. Deny certain unwanted things of life. Try to focus on the divine subject called Bhagavad Gita. Plus, keen to listen, of course, tapasvi and devoted, rendering service. We saw what service means. And not finding faults in the teaching. If I don't understand, I start blaming the subject. I start criticizing the subject. I start finding the faults in the subject, in the Gita itself. Such a wonderful Shastra it is. So, that is subject. So, just as we cleanse a mirror to remove the dimness in the reflection, so too, by properly readjusting the mind-intellect equipment, its sensitivity to absorb the Gita philosophy can be raised. Sensitivity to understand and absorb, assimilate, understand, absorb, assimilate, understand, absorb, assimilate. Let it go to every cell of the body, like assimilation of food. Energy should go to every cell. And so understand, absorb, and assimilate. So dimness in the reflection is removed by cleaning it. So too, by properly readjusting the mind intellect equipment, its sensitivity to absorb the Gita philosophy can be raised. Wow, beautiful thing. Let us raise the sensitivity of Gita philosophy. This is a beautiful verse. These are the indicators to whom to teach or teach a teacher should teach in keeping these values, keeping these points in view. Like the bitter pill is sugar coated and given to a child. Similarly, the teachings become bitter to the person who is not having these good qualities, who is not devoted, tapasvi, etc. Such a person. So make them austere. Slowly teach them those bits of Bhagavad Gita which inspire that person, which motivates, which he gets slowly convinced. So this is said in this. Recently, I went to one house. I spoke about it. And then he was asking. Then I said, yeah, this is thing. Bhagavan Krishna said very important point regarding this. Nabuddhi Bedam Janayet. And then I saw man was so inspired. He's the principal of a big school. Big, very well learned, of course. But he said, मैंने गीता नहीं पढ़ी स्वामी जी इतनी गंभीरता से, but no. But he said, said, yes, it is said. Then I spoke how it is to be applied to the leaders. Then he said, just, you know what he did? He got up and he was, please send me the Shloka. I said, I'm using an app. Ideally, I cannot send it now. I showed that app. Then I said, photograph, take it. Take this photograph and now listen completely, that study complete, that inspiration. Now. Oh, this is there. Like that, inspire. And then make them more austere, more devoted, more appreciative of this beautiful subject. Then automatically they love you because you have touched their heart. So they are under their own, they are available to serve the God because they listen to you. And when such gems are brought out, then that cavilling will go away, complaining and finding faults will go away, thinking that, oh, this must be the thought, then I must learn and I cannot come to any conclusion. In Bhagavad Gita, let me listen. Somehow you tickle others. Slowly that is being cultivated. Once you understand the importance of this subject, later on he himself cultivates, he or she cultivates herself or himself these qualities so that I can absorb. So my absorption rate can be raised by increasing my sensitivity. This is the beautiful verse of Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 67th verse, which we have concluded now. So I did not take much time. So thank you. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om. May Bhagavan Krishna bless all of us. May Puja Gurudev and Guru Parampara bless all of us. Thank you. Hari Om.